In a significant policy shift and softening of the hard stance that the current administration had in the early months of its formation, Kenya has signaled its intention to continue seeking financial assistance from China for infrastructure projects, despite previous criticisms of Chinese loans. China has been a major player in Kenya's infrastructure development, and as the Chinese Foreign Affairs Minister Wang met President William Ruto in his tour to the country today on July 22, 2023, it became evident that Kenya will still regard China as its top financer and development partner. We say this because in an update on their meeting, which was held at State House in Nairobi, President William Ruto stressed that Kenya is still committed to strengthening Kenya-China strategic partnerships. The statement read that, "We reaffirm our commitment to strengthening the Kenya-China strategic partnership centered on infrastructure development, climate change, ICT, sustainable development and security. That, in particular, we are keen on the development of roads under the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation to spur economic growth under our bottom-up economic transformation agenda." During his presidential campaigns, William Ruto had been vocal in his criticism of Chinese loans, raising concerns about the Kenya's debt burden and the terms of the agreements. He kept blaming Beijing for Kenya's debt problems and threatening to deport foreign nationals, including Chinese working illegally in Kenya and operating small retail businesses that could be run by locals. Now that he is the president, Kenya appears to be taking a more pragmatic approach to its relationship with China, even though his foreign policies at the beginning of his tenure seemed to be inclined towards Western powers, more so the United States. This visit by Wang is the first high-level visit by a Chinese official to Kenya this year and the second since President Ruto assumed office in September last year. The Kenyan Foreign Affairs PS had met the Chinese ambassador to Kenya, Zhou Pingyan, on July 18 to review the progress in Kenya-China strategic relations in preparation for this visit. Mr. Zhou had reportedly been sidelined by State House upon William Ruto rising to power. He was only granted an audience with the Kenyan leader in late December last year, almost 4 months after he became president. Despite China being Kenya's largest bilateral lender, the Chinese ambassador has had limited contact with government officials as compared to Westerners like the Americans. As it stands today, Chinese loans whose value is close to 900 billion shillings account to 70% of Kenya's bilateral debt.
Let's look at the nationality of debt. So far, as of March 2023, we owed China 834 billion shillings. That is 70% of the bilateral debts, that is debts between Kenya and other countries. We owed France 8.5% and Japan 8.7%. But you can see the difference between China and other countries. In France and Japan, obviously, just over 100 billion shillings. In China, that is 8 times of that.
Wang Yi's visit to Kenya comes just after a visit by the Russian Foreign Affairs Minister Sergei Lavrov, the U.S. trade delegation, the Iranian President Ephraim Raisi, Israeli Foreign Affairs Minister Eli Cohen, and many other diplomats from powerful countries. It's worth noting that Wang Yi is not only China's Foreign Affairs Minister but also a member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee, and therefore his visit is just as good as a visit by the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Do you think Kenya is destined to realize significant growth in its partnership with China, or feel that Kenya's dependency on Chinese loans can lead the country into a debt trap? Let us know your thoughts on this in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe before leaving.